All right, everybody. How are you today? We're good? Why is it colder here than in my office? I don't know. It's not right. It's just not right. All right. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. Shortly after 10 p.m. this past Saturday night, an off duty firefighter was on his way home. He is someone who worked with Engine 18. He was the father of two. And at that time, a 17-year-old approached him with a gun. He tried to rob him. He pulled out the gun and said, "Give me your phone." According to the victim gave him the phone and everything that he had in his hands. At that point, the robber, a 17-year-old, gave the phone back to the victim and said, "I need you to unlock something." And obviously, what the defendant wanted was access to what was in the phone and all of the benefits that come from that. It was at that point that the defendant put the gun to the chest of the off duty firefighter, and the firefighter tried to grab the barrel of the gun. And at that point, the defendant pulled the trigger, and the firefighter was shot in the chest. And he started at that point to bleed out heavily. And it's our understanding that the 17-year-old was shot in the hand at about the same time. That 17-year-old is now in custody thanks to the work of the Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI. And we have the ADIC in charge who'll speak to you in a few minutes. Now, that case, or this case, is another example of juveniles with a gun who are going after the law-abiding citizens in this district. It is another example of why President Trump is moving to make sure that these defendants and that these young punks are being brought into the criminal justice system so that we have access to them, so that we get a criminal record, and so that we are able to identify them as the violent punks that they are. Now, on this male, this 17-year-old, today stands charged with armed robbery while possessing a firearm in violation of 22 DC Code Section 4504. He is also charged with the possession of a firearm during a crime of violence, and he is charged with aggravated assault while armed. This case is going to be prosecuted in the DC Superior Court, where there is a mandatory minimum for these charges of 5 years. And as we speak now, the defendant is being presented in the Superior Court. Now, this is a very sad commentary on what's gone on. As a result of the surge, we have seen a reduction in violent crime, but we are continuing to see innocent Washingtonians in a situation where they're being approached by young kids with illegal guns who have no concerns about their accountability. And it is a reminder of why the president has decided to put additional resources into making DC safe for the people who live, work, and visit here. Now, these out of control juveniles who think nothing of illegally possessing a weapon and holding up individuals are now going to find that they will be made accountable, that there will be consequences, and there will be no more coddling of young criminals. This is why we fight, this is why we prosecute, and this is why the president is making safety a priority in the district. Now, I'm going to call upon the ADIC in charge, the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI, Darren Cox. He is in charge of the FBI field office.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Darren Cox. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the Washington field office. First off, I'd like to thank you and your office for being so aggressive on charging violent criminals here in DC and making the streets safe. Also, to our partners, thank you for the partnership, our federal partners and the Metropolitan Police Department for being aggressive in apprehending the subject. FBI agents, along with federal partners and MPD, aggressively apprehended the subject, took him into custody, and also participated in a number of interviews.
Okay,
it.
thank you. And I'd also like to call upon Dave Hoagland, who is the president of IFF Local 36, who represents all the firefighters, both active and retired in DC. Go ahead, Dave.
Thank you, Judge Pirro. I just want to thank you for chasing down this incident that happened over the weekend to take care of firefighter Jeanine. He's a committed public servant who on and off duty serves the district and lives and resides in the district, and we appreciate your commitment to making sure that our responders are kept safe both on and off the job.
All right, thank you. All right, any questions?
Your plans to upgrade charges here? I know that was what was asked, and we charged with attempted robbery, but.
Yeah, I have upgraded the charges. It is now armed robbery, and that's why I was so clear in describing. He handed over the phone and everything else that was in his hands. So that is a completed as opposed to an attempted, and it's an armed robbery, which under Title 16, we have authority over 16 and 17-year-olds who commit armed completed robberies. Now, what I think is important to note is that we need to lower the age. We need to make sure that we get a net of all of those violent individuals, young ones who, who feel nothing or no consequences when they get an illegal gun and decide to use it. So, but there are also additional charges, as I stated.
Can we upgrade this? Can you upgrade this to attempted murder? I think a lot of people are wondering that as well.
Well, the aggravated assault while armed is probably the most serious we could do. Attempted murder is not covered under Title 16. Murder is covered under Title 16. Armed robbery is covered under Title 16. Burg 1 and rape. Okay, those are the four. Okay.
The issue is also that it took a long time for him to get in contact with 911. He actually had to call his fellow firefighters to help him. That's a continuing problem in the district that also creates issues in your office, I imagine. Has this office considered asking the president to reroute some of those National Guard and surge resources to helping with 911 and OUC?
Well, what I have done is I've spoken with Mayor Bowser, and we are analyzing this situation and the call, what time it came in, how long it took to get the response out, and we're very coordinated. And if we think that there is additional help that's needed, we will certainly ask for it. But right now we're working with the mayor, and she's been very responsive. And it looks right now like it was pretty good. What you've got is the victim who clearly made a phone call, then asked the neighbor to make a phone call. In the meantime, there was help coming out. So we're on it, but right now we're not ready to say anything beyond that.
Do you think you can get 5 years, or would this person be released from juvenile when they turn 21?
You are so smart. It's called the Youth Rehabilitation Act, also known as the YRA, which means that if you're under the age of 25 and you go to district court and there's a mandatory minimum of 5 years and you shoot someone with a gun, as someone did not that long ago on a bus, and you shoot him in the chest, which is very much like this. The judge decided, I'm going to give you YRA and I'm not going to give you the mandatory minimum. And that's why we have to change the law. That's why it has to be changed. Right now, the judge has that power. And we don't want that to be the case in D.C. We want them to be accountable. You shoot somebody, all right, you are in the midst of an armed robbery, a violent crime with an illegal gun. This guy's got a bullet in his chest. I don't think a judge should be able to say, I'm going to ignore the mandatory minimum.
Separately, on another case, this Ms. Ferrer, who the State Department official who embezzled over $650,000, 12 months. I think the prosecution was looking for 18 months. Are you satisfied with that conviction and with that sentence?
Well, look, in a case like this, I only get involved with criticizing judges when I am exercised about the case. The judge issued a 12-month sentence and a 3-year supervised release, and the victim, the defendant in this case, has to pay $657,000 back. Now, what I love about this case, and you can do with the information whatever you want, is we have this person who admitted that she abused her signature authority over the State Department checking account by writing 60 checks over a 2-year period payable to herself. But then what she did is she went into QuickBooks real fast and changed the name of the payee. So when they looked at the QuickBooks, it looked perfectly fine. So the judge, realizing that she has a problem, which to me is not an excuse, okay, she's got a problem going to the casinos. So the judge says to her, I'm going to set a release condition. And the release condition is you do not go to the casinos, i.e., you're a gambler, okay? The same day she pled guilty, guess where she goes? She goes to the MGM National Harbor Casino. So I'm not real sure that this woman is going to follow the judge's instructions. So who knows when she might be called back for a resentence or a violation of probation. So hope springs eternal. Get it? Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Anything?
Mr. Hoagland, please, if we, how the.
Oh, Hoagland,
Yes.
go.
How he's doing tonight and how he's recovering and how relieved you are that he was able to get help from his fellow firefighters.
Yeah, I was at the hospital with him till late Saturday night, along with members of his company, Truck 7 and Engine 18. They were the same members who responded to help him, along with one of our medic units. So I think he's home recovering with his family. Everybody's very happy that he's safe and he's well. They actually left the bullet in him because they would have done more damage taking it out. But I think we're all breathing a sigh of relief that this wasn't worse.
Judge Pirro, DC crime statistics show an uptick in crime since the takeover ended, the 30 days. How confident are you that DC police have this?
Do we know that? Do we know that?
Heard it here first.
Okay. I don't know that that's the case, but what I can tell you is the president's crime surge in D.C. made an incredible difference. I mean, in terms of robberies, carjackings, violent crime, homicides down 53%. I think it's the best thing that's happened to this district. What does it tell you?
Well, that could be a conversation over coffee. I'm not the U.S. attorney here in D.C.
Look.
My question is there an effect now that the surge is over?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen the numbers. I don't know if that's something that I can conclude. Do you think I can read that without my glasses?
While you read them, can I ask the FBI one?
Oh, wait a minute. It went down this week. Where'd you get your numbers? Stop it.
That's from the 15th,
This is,
from the 15th.
and today
We
is,
have the 22nd, we haven't gotten anything more recent.
yeah, last week it continued to go down. All right.
Can I just ask how you happened to be there Saturday night? Was this part of the extended cooperation, or were you there for a specific operation?
Sure, this is part of the surge on DC, and we have agents that are out every night working with federal and MPD partners, and we happened to be there, and we responded aggressively, just like Director Patel has said. The FBI is working to crush violent crime, and we are crushing violent crime, and we have agents out on the street every night working to do that with our partners.
Are some reports that those agents out on the street at night are detracting from some of their previous work on both national security and white-collar criminal investigations? Any response to that?
I don't want to respond to that. Thank you.
Was there anything else we could say about the 17-year-old criminal background? Anything that you know?
It would be, I can't. I'm not allowed. So why are you asking? You know I can't. You were just hoping that I would.
Have you discussed your appeals with Mayor Bowser? Do you know her opinion on the appeals you want to make to the Youth Rehabilitation Act?
Yes, and we have had great discussions with the mayor about the changes that we all need to make DC safe again. And and we continue to work with the mayor's office and with Leslie Appiah and, you know, her council. Look, we all want to make DC safe, and I think the more we work together, the more we can do it. That's why the president, that's why the Attorney General Bondi, that's why everyone is involved in this. And there is this continuing cooperative engagement by, you know, the feds in the district, which I think is important.
Judge, your office continues to lose prosecutors, and that's in addition to the 90 or so that you were down from the beginning, including from high-profile cases like the Jewish Capitol
Yeah.
Museum shooting.
Yeah.
I know you brought in resources, but your office is still continuing to bleed prosecutors.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing about that, and what effect is it having on not just high-profile cases, but
Mm-hmm.
everyday cases?
Well, first of all, if you know anybody who wants to work here, you should give me their resume. That's number one. But number two is, look, we continue to try to get the best people we can in the office. And it's not unusual for people to leave a prosecutor's office. They get their experience and then they go out into the private sector and they make a lot of money. And this is it's a very big and important office. And I'm not surprised that people would leave this office to go on to other things. They have families, they have kids that are growing that need college educations. It's not that unusual. And we continue to add prosecutors as we go forward. I don't see that as anything other than the normal course of events.
It's not an easy market in the private sector, especially in law firms, right?
Well, with good people it is. With good people it is. All right, everybody, thank you.
Of Halligan and EDDA, are you concerned at all that there's starting to be this
Politicization. No, I am not.
Of U.S. attorneys' offices?
I am not worried about that at all. All I know is that this office will continue to fight the fight, and we will continue to work with all our partners, and we will be fair and just. Thank you.